Ah, cup noodles. Everyone loves cup noodles. Ready in minutes with that characteristic aroma filling the room while you wait. In fact, my mouth is already watering while I'm talking about it. But how much do you actually know about your favorite comfort food? Today, we hope to shed some light on the story behind cup noodles. It all began with wheat. Wheat is a cereal grain which ranked the third most produced cereal after corn. Wheat's color ranges from creamy white to reddish tan. In the olden days, the Indian parents of a boy always looks for a bride whose complexion resembles the color of soft wheat grain. Wheat originated in the Levant region of the Near East. Archaeological analysis of wild wheat indicates that it was first cultivated in the southern Levant region dating back as far as 9600 BC. Genetic analysis of wild acorn wheat suggests that it was first grown in the southeastern Turkey. Then, between 7800 BC to 7500 BC, domestication of wheat was found in Syria. Then, wheat is brought to Greece, Cyprus, and India by 6500 BC. It had reached Egypt shortly after 6000 BC, Germany and Spain by 5000 BC. By around 3000 BC, it reached England and China through trading. Wheat was so important to ancient people that they often used wheat as currency and tax. Armies are stationed in wheat fields to protect it. In the old days, cultures of worshipping gods of grain are very common. Ea in Mesopotamia were worshipped and people believed that he would let a rain of wheat shower down in the evening. In mid-19th century, wheat from different farmers was separated when traded. However, different farmers might get very different prices, and middlemen will collect commissions. But then railroads changed all that. Wheat from different farmers were mixed in grain elevators in order to load and unload quickly. As a result, one farm's output became interchangeable with that of another. Now, wheat is one of the largest commodities. Wheat futures are traded on Kansas City Board of Trade, Minneapolis Grain Exchange, and here, the Chicago Board of Trade. Wheat is characterized by its hardness. People often grind it into powder, but the process is so time-consuming that it took 1 of the 5 days, or 1 out of 5 slaves, or 1 out of 5 family members to grind the wheat. Then people often turn the flour into flatbread. The driving force behind is that flatbread is thin and can be easily cooked. On top of that, flatbread can be stored up to 5 days without preservation, and people can bring it easily when they go farming or hunting. Also, flatbread and other foods like curry and beef are the perfect match. Flatbread can be stored and enjoyed whenever needed, but this is not enough. Cooking flatbread takes quite a long time in special pots. To make things worse, they can be easily contaminated when stored. In addition, eating a large piece of flatbread is not an easy job. People needed something that is fast to cook and convenient to eat. In order to achieve these characteristics, they cut flatbread into small pieces, typically thin and long slices, and boiled them with water. These slices were later called noodles. Small slices provided a large surface area compared with a whole piece of flatbread. A larger surface area means faster heat transfer, hence it only takes several minutes to cook noodles. And since noodles are already cut, you don't have to bite them like when you're eating flatbread. In addition, boiling water sterilizes noodles, so both convenience and health can be achieved. Also, there are other forms of noodles other than cutting from flatbread. For example, Korean people squeeze a dough out of a warming machine. Chinese ramen is stretched by human hand, while Chinese latiao is directly rubbed into a long script, but the purposes are all the same. Have you ever wondered how did noodles evolve into instant noodles? The key to this question was a Japanese man called Momofuku Ando. After the World War II, Ando realized that food was the most important thing, as people wouldn't be able to survive without food. He got his inspiration from the noodle stand on the road. Ando wanted to make a kind of noodles which can be easily consumed at home and ready within minutes. At first, he was stumped. The noodles he made would break when he soaked them back into hot water. At last, the eureka moment came when Ando watched his wife make tempura. When the moist dough was dipped into hot oil, the hot oil expels the water in the dough, leaving small holes in the noodles. Ando called this method the flash frying method. When the noodles were soaked back into hot water, it penetrates the pores, once again moistening the dried noodles, giving them back the tender and elastic texture. Voila! In 1958, the world's first instant noodles were born. With advertisements, chicken ramen swept Japan like a storm during the economic boom.
Chicken ramen, chicken ramen, 空もいっぱいつるつるつる。chicken ramen, chicken ramen, みんなニコニコ、ニカニカニカ手軽で便利で美味しくて、登山にキャンプにドライブに、いつでもどこでもお邪魔する。日清食品このマークチキンだ。そうだしてた。
The cup noodles came a bit later. After the instant noodles won over the hearts of Japanese, Ando looked for ways to introduce his noodles to the US market, which held heaps of potential. However, he met an obstacle, as ramen-sized bowls were quite rare in the US. He also noticed that the Americans were putting the instant noodles in a cup when they consumed it. In order to facilitate the introduction of instant noodles into the United States, Ando invented the cup noodles so that it would be more convenient for them to consume. And in this way, instant noodles keep evolving so that people can fall in love with them regardless of the customs. The mania of cup noodles began to conquer the world. However, human beings are never satisfied with the food that is brought to them. They kept trying to reinvent them for thousands of years, and it would never stop. 1,200 years ago, a Chinese monk took the wheat noodles to Japan. Over the years, Japanese were adding what they liked into noodles, like buckwheat, and finally fried them to export them back into the New World, with changes at an unbelievable pace. Within decades, cultures and this magic food are reacting, and new reinventions kept emerging. With this wonderful prototype, every culture is working on blending their favorite dishes into it. In Thailand, they have the flavor of shrimp tom yum, which is a clear, spicy and sour soup. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? In Korea, guess what they added into cup noodles? Yes, kimchi, of course! Furthermore, this concept of instant had an impact on almost all food products. Within a few minutes, you can get access to food including rice, dumplings, pasta, and so much more. On the other hand, cup noodles added new contents to existing cultures. In Vietnam, instant noodles at street stalls became a popular choice for breakfast, which only takes 3 minutes to prepare. In America, despite the fact that they do not commonly boil water, cup noodles became a synonym of ramen, extremely popular among college students and people of low income. In China, people eat instant noodles without boiling water as a snack. We are always desiring delicious food and eat it everywhere at any time. This unrelenting pursuit keeps driving the reinvention of food products. From wheat to flatbread, we learned to share. From flatbread to noodles, we learned to store. From noodles to cup noodles, we made the yummy and convenient food everywhere in the world with distinct cultural signatures. Through globalization, the reinvention process can occur much faster than any time in history. Decades after its launch, Nissin's instant noodles had captured the hearts of everyone around the world. After conquering the globe, what can be the next step of advancement for Nissin? Nissin proudly presents Space Ram. Now, not even the sky will be the limit for Nissin's noodles.